Hey everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise, and this is the reading for X45 flump, whatever we want. I don't know what to call them anymore. Oh God. Anyway, I've probably called him way too many names, and I, don't want to put that out there. But we want justice, right? So anyway, this is his weekly reading for October 2nd, where Mercury goes direct, and it's going to go through Saturday, the 8th, where Pluto goes direct. That might do something. Should help. So anyway, I'm going to bring the camera down from overhead, over my table here, and take a look-see and see how his week is going to do or be. And meanwhile, sending you guys big hugs. Hope you're doing really well. So anyway, hold on. Okay, so I decided to use Kipper. I've brought out all the people cards, and I'm going to assign the cards as a person. So if they come through in the reading, I'll know, who's who. So of course, this is Trump. This would only be Melania. I don't know why she would come through, but maybe she will because, who knows, maybe. She's not going to divorce him. She's just going to stay away from him, because she's got her prenup and all that. But anyway, I decided to make the privileged lady, what's her face, Eileen Cannon, because she's younger. This is going to be, we could call her Letitia James or Fonnie Willis. This would have to be, I'm thinking the new, what's that guy's name? Chris Keese, the new $3 million, attorney. Yeah, I mean, the guy got his $3 million retainer at least, but he's a younger guy. So this would be Trump's new attorney. And then this is going to be Merrick Garland, okay? And the DOJ would be our stand-in card for, the standing card for that would be like the court card probably. But anyway, I'm going to draw 21 cards to see how it's going to go for Trump this week. I mean, last week I used the tarot, and you guys saw the last 4 cards were pretty good, and he did, he had that little bit of success from Eileen Cannon, who told 45's lawyers, or ex-45's lawyers, that they didn't need to comply with Judge Deary's order to say whether or not they believe, or Trump even believes, FBI agents lied about documents being seized. Because Trump is trying to say they planted the documents, right? So he doesn't have to testify yet, anyway. He hunkered down in Mar-a-Lago, and we had the 4 of Wands over here, and that's my Mar-a-Lago card for him. So, yeah, he hunkered down in Mar-a-Lago with Hurricane Ian coming down. I don't know. I haven't checked to see how Mar-a-Lago's done, but anyway, he didn't have to go to a deposition, and I guess that's been postponed until the end of the month, so there's that. And I don't even know what that deposition was about. I just heard it on the news but didn't look further. So, but let's look at his October 2nd through the 8th. The 9th, we have a full moon in Aries. Mars and Gemini is sitting right on his Sun, Uranus, and North Node, just sitting there spinning air. He's channeling that spin, so I can't imagine him being very healthy, but that's what's happening. So anyway, but we do have to remember that the Merrick Garland or the DOJ, they were successful in keeping out. They were approved by the 11th Circuit because so they appealed, and so the DOJ can keep appealing everything that what's-her-face does. Eileen Cannon. I don't want to call her a judge because I don't know. I suppose she's a judge, but legally, I just don't. I don't feel it. But anyhow, The DOJ, you know, Merrick Garland can appeal. Sorry, my elbow was itching there. They can appeal everything she does, and just like they won with the 11th Circuit, to keep those documents out, and to keep the ones that were already out, and to use them in their criminal probe. They can do that, right? So, Trump's week. How's it going to go for him? And of course, I'll go, you know, kind of past, present, future, and maybe over here can go out a little further than just this week, if it takes longer, because of course, we're tracking patterns here. And meanwhile, Maggie Haberman's book is coming out on the 4th. And I noticed in the news she's releasing all kinds of new things from the book early. She's been haunting him for years. That's been her thing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, who's he in bed with? I'm going to keep these that were at the bottom over here. Can always draw more cards, but I doubt I'll need it. Okay. So bonds, marriages, partnerships, tight partnerships that are successful are ending in a very painful way because of his constant stealing. Ooh, there's going to be some restriction because of his stealing. Documents. Wow. Huh. Gifts or visitors? I'm not sure. Let's keep going. Oh, yeah. Overseas. Okay. All right. Okay. Checking up above in the viewfinder to make sure things are fitting. Okay. I hope you can see which one that is. Actually, the number isn't as important as the words on the card, so let's do... It's number 11, but, you know, who's counting cards? Oh, and yay, he's down here with all this weighting down on him. Okay, and there's Merrick Garland coming up behind him. Yaha. Ooh, and this card is behind Merrick Garland, and all of the rules and regulations of the Department of Justice are, oops, darn it, backing up Merrick Garland. Okay. And then here's that other little dude, Christopher Keys. That's him. And then the adjudication card is the investigation, is all the examination. But this would be much, much more than, I think, would probably be much more than just the DOJ. This would be a culmination of all of the cases. And then didn't I assign this card? I did, as being either or both Letitia James and Fonnie Willis. And here we are with you know, her reputation backing her up. Yeah, okay. So that's into the future. But looking at his week, there's a lot this week. Now, here we have the past showing his overseas bonds, also his bond to alcohol, drugs, whatever, you name it. And please don't say he doesn't drink, because addicts are addicts and they'll do whatever they can to get what they need. Just because he said he never drank doesn't mean it's true. Because he's nothing but a big fat liar, right? But anyhow, so this has to do with money that has come in from the past. I think something will be revealed. It's very possible that something's revealed about his overseas connections, money that's come in. You know, we're talking the Saudis, we're talking Russian oligarchs, we're talking all the dirty money that he's been tied up with in his entire life, and all of this is, you know, it's just a part of who he is. And who has been successful with those ties, right? So right here in this 9-box spread, we have the monies, all the monies that have exchanged hands, all of the finances, all the, you know, bonuses, profits, all the wealthy people involved, all the business contracts that he's been involved with overseas, you know, connections, right? Other foreign connections. And the Lover's card up here, it doesn't have to be any love relationship. This card is always about loyalty. And that's ending. Loyalties are ending, and changes are coming. Now, I don't like Merrick Garland being down on the bottom here, but this does show, you know, all of this is, you know, coming down on him. He's probably pretty overwhelmed with work, I could imagine. The whole DOJ, I could imagine, would be, because they're coming from so many different angles to try and protect us. But Trump's down here. This is the least powerful position, because all of this is behind his back and he has no control over it. The only thing he can look forward to is his overseas relationships, his foreign relationships, his money laundering partnerships that have been successful in the past. But they're ending, and change is coming for him, because Merrick Garland's right there, you know, working on it. And notice Merrick Garland's card is knighting to the thievery card, which, you know, there are distractions with this card. So he does have a lot going on his plate. He is trying to end, you know, what he can, but it's possible that he's had some losses himself, right? Because of Eileen Cannon. You know, you have to go to plan A, plan B, kind of, you know, you're moving down the line of all the things you can do. But he's got these cards over here are better. And this is not a reading on Merrick Garland. This is a reading on Trump's week. So, Merrick Garland is considering Trump's history of stealing, of, you know, he's looking for all the details that have to do with his just sucking off of this is my energy vampire card, where Trump has just always sucked off of, you know, the U.S. and other countries as well. And he is feeling, you know, Merrick Garland is feeling a little bit drained. But he does have loyalty. Now, Trump has painful, because these cards are knighting together, has a painful loss hanging over him when it comes to, I think, who he can trust, who his partnerships are. His relationships are not so happy. Also, the Journey card is knighting to Trump, showing that this is the direction that he's headed. And this is my soul journey card. We might say, he doesn't have a soul. Well, everyone has a soul. It's just that his is very dark. This is his soul. And he's restricted. He's not getting, his, right? It's like he's creating death to his own soul because of always going for the money. So, I'm just wondering if something might come out about money that he's received. But moving forward, it looks to me like yeah, there is some painful ending for Trump around his thievery and his ability to move forward. I mean, we have both of the traveling cards here. I wonder if part of this message here is like this could be the storm, this could be Hurricane Ian, and part of this is that Trump is going to have to spend a lot of money to get Mar-a-Lago back to snuff, or maybe there's some major damage to it. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm wondering with these cards here, because this card could be moving, and of course he's at some point going to go to Bedminster. I mean, it's not a good idea to be where he is during hurricane season if he doesn't have to be, right? So, because this is usually moving house or traveling, and but this is more of like the journey card is more of a soul travel or longer journeys. But then sometimes it's like the travel a person. This can be in personal readings. I get this card a lot when it comes to commuting for work, But this is our change card. The difference between these two cards is that this one can indicate progress and moving forward. It can have to do with people that come and go from your house. But these cards up here are very negative for him. So, bottom line, I feel like there are some things that he's not going to be able to get out of, because these two cards, notice how they're going together in the same direction, right? Like he's not able to leave there's no good like soul journey for him. Not with these cards. Look at these are awful cards, and this is his soul journey. He can go back and forth between Bedminster and Mar-a-Lago, and he can do whatever he wants moving around, but his soul is stuck. His soul is restricted. So, and then moving forward later on in the week, the restriction, we'd love to see him locked up, but I don't know if this, because this card can mean just restriction. It's our own self-created prison, that's for darn sure. It's something that we can't get out of when this card comes through. And it's hanging over his, this card is all about the courtship card. It has to do with teamwork. It has to do with his, even, a person's social life. And this is our club, card, so we're talking Mar-a-Lago. So there's some restriction there. Maybe this is just him hunkering down for the rest of the week in Mar-a-Lago and making all types of excuses, because when these two cards, when they're headed together, there's the changes the direction. So I think that, and with this hanging up here, I think the message is that he's going to stay in Mar-a-Lago all week. Otherwise, one of these might have been over here. But, we care mostly, like, who cares what he's doing personally? We care about his legal future, right? And it looks to me like he's stuck. I would love to see him locked up. Of course, we probably all would. We at least don't want him moving forward. Nobody in their right mind wants to see him back in power of any type. And, it's unanimous. He has his cult followers. He has his loyals. But then most of Americans don't want him anywhere near a position of power. And we're just waiting for Merrick Garland and the DOJ to be able to do their thing, but they have to do it legally, otherwise he can get off. That's why, all this is down on Merrick Garland's back like that. He can't just wave a wand and say, I'm in charge and blah, 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 I mean, Bill Barr was able to just suppress everything and hold everything tight, but Merrick Garland is trying to get what he can done in order to clear this all out. So, but it's possible that by the end of this week or sometime after, Fani Willis in Georgia and or Letitia James is coming with the rules and regulations, with the stability that we need, that creates success and supports, really helps Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland's right there on him. Merrick Garland is on Trump's back. And painful loss and change is all headed on Trump's head and back. Now, further on into the future, so this is what's-his-face, that little Chris Keys guy. He's sneaking up behind with some rules, some regulations, but it's, he's politically in there. It's like, it's the worst way, and attorneys and judges should not be asserting their political views, but he is. And what's her name? Eileen Cannon. Maybe there's a, little hidden message of Eileen Cannon in here as well, even though this card is all about reputation. So, but this would be Letitia James and Fani Willis's reputation. And to have the gift card up here, sometimes this card is about visits, but it's our supportive card. It doesn't have to be money, but it's something very valuable. It has to do with recognition of something, and here it is right here. So I think Fani Willis and or Letitia James is going to be bringing the goods, because we've got communications documents here and a good reputation here. And then we have ending the week with an examination, a further, deeper examination that just, somebody has to demand, or somebody has to be, there's a demand placed on somebody with this card. So who might that be? Well, Fani Willis or what's her name? Letitia James is up here. So there's one clue. And it's coming up behind Christopher Keys. So there's some demand. There could be an appeal I'm going with just some of the visuals here. An appeal from Merrick Garland, or the DOJ, that slows this guy down, because notice that the imprisonment card is knighting to him. So yeah, here's your gift, dude. You're restricted and you can't go any further because there are some documents. So this, I think, would be our card. I really feel like strongly that this card is those at least 100 documents that the DOJ is able to, because by law, by the appeal, they were able to keep out and move towards, the criminal case, the criminal probe, right? It's all right here. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so it looks good for Fonnie Willis, looks good for Letitia James. It looks good for, I mean, it's good to have this card at the end. I mean, I would rather see the court card with a decree, but that's just it. Everything is delayed now, and Trump does win that game. He knows how to delay. Well, he knows how to get the attorneys to do it, but he knows his MO, and it's delay, deny, delay, and grift off of it. Right? But they know. By now, they know his MO. We all know it. So, but back to the adjudication, which should be adjudication. I don't know why they named it that way, but anyhow, distraction, squirrel. This is our card for judges. This is our card for investigations, all people that investigate. So this has the, the bank fraud, insurance fraud, tax fraud written all over this card. This could be an IRS agent. This could be a judge. And we do have, Letitia James, right? AG. Coming down on this other dude, this Chris Keys dude. And there could be some negotiating with this card. Yeah. This card also is our card of, so somebody's trying to make a decision. These people could walk away and say, I don't like your decision, I'm going to appeal it. And you've got that going on, around and around and around. And I think this is going to keep on going on for a while. I'm not seeing a finite thing this week, right? It's just more investigation. And it could be investigation by this guy, that Chris Keys, and it could be investigation into him as well, because he's a younger guy. Let's see, what was at the bottom of the deck? Privileged Lady, this was my Eileen Cannon card, and her strategy of deceit, but that's how she rolls, that's how she works. And more of this concern and, crisis and psychological problems, and then there's Trump's health. It's always going to get him. These are the cards I usually get for him all the time. Courthouse, yeah, it's going to be some time. He has managed to delay it for quite some time. But then, when it comes, and that's it. But who knows? He may croak before all that happens, right? Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's all I have for this week, you guys. Again, thanks for hanging in there with me. Sending you lots of love. Bye.